As long as we're concerned about right and wrong instead of love versus love, we're going to be neurotic. We're going to be divided. We're going to be divisive. We're going to be arguing. There's going to be debate. There's going to be the Democrats and the Republicans. There's going to be us and them. And as long as that's rewarded, as long as competition is rewarded, there's going to be a winner, a right and wrong. And that's going to be justified. And being right is going to be associated with being happy. But probably, as you have experienced, when you're in an argument with a good friend or a partner or a parent or a child, it doesn't feel good. Whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't feel good. There might be an extra charge about being right that you feel, but the disharmony doesn't feel good. And though you we develop coping mechanisms in order to deal with the disharmony, in order to deal with not feeling good about something. It doesn't necessarily correct the disharmony. That the key is correcting that disharmony, and then you have harmony again. People start to understand each other. They start to have empathy, perhaps. And then they can reunite, right? They can come together, and the household has some level of peace again. The relationship is able to proceed. Otherwise, it can't proceed. It's like you're living in a divisive world, two different worlds, and that person's thinking that, and you're thinking this, and you just can't come together. And that, it becomes a wall between the two of you, or your progress into love, into being able to receive each other's gifts. I want to close. I want to say thank you with gratitude to all the roles and the players, to the Democrats and the Republicans, to those titles and labels that participate in the story of duality. But probably they themselves don't take themselves that seriously. And also to the candidates, the prayer. And I recognize there are many more candidates than just the Republicans and the Democrats, the Green Party, Libertarian Party. There's many more that could be named, but it wouldn't necessarily serve the purpose of today, of what I'm speaking about. But to all the candidates, and to all the people who are holding an idea in their mind about what is right and what to do, the only change is you. So everything else is impotent. If you can't change yourself, you can't change anything else or anybody else. If you can't come to God, you have nothing to give. If you cannot see the truth and speak it, you have nothing to say. I'm not speaking about the small truth that you think it is, or that you want to accuse your brother of. This is nonsense, this is useless. Let's argue about this some more. No. Until you can see the ground of your being, until you can see where you came from before you were here on earth, and where you're going after you leave earth, until you can see who made you. And I'm not talking about your parents, your mother and father. I'm talking about who made them, and who made them, and who made them, and go all the way back to how you got here. And and go all the way forward to why you're here, through all the generations that are going to come after you. Or all the lifetimes that you will have after all of that. And you're starting to get in touch. You're starting to get in touch with a little piece of the truth. And if you don't know God on a personal basis, and that God could be called love, that God could be called nature, if you don't know that on a personal basis, where you have experienced forgiveness, you have experienced surrender, you have had your heart open beyond all explanation into the unquestionable, you better get started. You better get busy saying I'm sorry to everyone for acting like you knew it all, or for pretending, for telling them they didn't know. If you're going to serve yourself, others, or this country, you better get started dying to the illusion. Start dying so that you can wake up.